Studios. Where the story goes, we go. 24/7 is first of all a news station.
We will continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
in the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
Nigeria is set to take its place.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust. LN 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
Coconut is a fruit that grows on trees, known scientifically as Cocos nucifera in tropical settings. As the coconut ages, which takes about 10 to 12 months, some of the liquid stays in the center of the coconut, while some ripes into the solid white flesh, known as coconut meat. This liquid is called coconut water, and it helps to nourish the fruit. Now, about 94% of coconut water is made up of water and very little fat. Electrolytes like potassium and sodium are among the nutritional advantages, which makes it excellent for hydration. In addition, it has minerals and vitamins including calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin C. It is also fat-free and low in calories, which makes it a healthy choice for electrolyte replacement and rehydration after exercise or illness. Here are some more health benefits of coconut water. Hydration. Coconut water is high in electrolyte content, which helps to replenish fluids lost through sweating, making it an excellent natural hydration source. Electrolyte balance. It contains potassium, sodium, and magnesium, aiding in maintaining proper electrolyte balance, crucial for nerve function, muscle contraction, and heart health. Low in calories. It is low in calories and fat-free, making it a healthier alternative to soda and sugary drinks, especially for those watching their calorie intake. Antioxidants. Coconut water contains antioxidants that help combat oxidative stress and reduce the risk of chronic disease. Digestive health. It may promote digestion and relieve constipation due to its fiber content and natural enzymes. Heart health. Some studies suggest that the potassium content in coconut water may help lower blood pressure, reducing the risk of heart disease and stroke. Kidney health. Its diuretic properties may aid in promoting kidney health by promoting urine production and reducing the risk of kidney stones. To crown it all, coconut water is a delicious, natural and nutritional beverage that moderates blood sugar levels, helps improve kidney health, and keeps you refreshed and hydrated. So, looking for a great alternative to soda drink? Start with a cup of coconut water daily.
24/7 is first of all a news station.
Well, we continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
In the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
Nigeria is set to take its place.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust.
LN 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the morning show on LN 24/7. It is a beautiful Friday. We are excited to be here and we're so happy to have you join us on this special edition of the show. My name is Coco Lawrence.
All right, my name is Prince Mark. It is a wonderful day. Yes, it is a Friday. It's entertainment time, and it's also the birthday of somebody really, really special to our hearts. Really special to us, and we'll talk about it here on the show.
Yeah, definitely. But like we always say on the Friday morning show, just get ready to relax and enjoy all that we're bringing your way. So we always say to get your breakfast. What are you having for breakfast this morning? Have you had breakfast this morning?
No.
It's too early.
It's not too early, but we'll think about it. I'm sure we'll plan something. We're gonna have something planned out. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So get your breakfast, get your tea, coffee, and get ready to enjoy 2 hours of amazing content with us here on the morning show. But let's take you through the top stories. What to expect. In the news, Tinubu orders disbursement of 155 billion naira for foodstuff purchase nationwide. On entertainment this morning, federal government disbursed 1.5 billion naira to producers for movie projects. Also in the news, each state should be allowed to negotiate minimum wage, says Southern governors. Plus, U.S. sanctions Boeing for sharing information about 737 MAX 9 investigation. All these and more we have for you today on the show. So just relax and get ready to enjoy yourself. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take you to the front burner. Join us again. Well, thanks for staying with us. Our President Bola Tinubu has ordered the purchase and sale of foodstuff worth 155 billion naira to be distributed across the nation. The President gave the approval during the National Economic Council meeting on Thursday in Abuja, where he urged state governors to work together to meet the needs of citizens. He said he is willing to provide the needed support to ensure that Nigerians are relieved of hardship. According to a statement by presidential spokesman Ajuri Ngelale. Now, President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate rollout of the National Construction and Household Support Program to cover all geopolitical zones in the country. The statement read, other items under the National Construction and Household Support Program include deployment of 155 billion naira for the purchase and sale of assorted foodstuff to be distributed across the nation. Tinubu also approved the delivery of a 50,000 naira uplift grant each to 100,000 families per state for 3 months. Okay, so let's say in a situation here where the President has ordered the disbursement of 155 billion naira for foodstuff purchase nationwide. I guess considering the high cost of living and the high cost of food across the nation.
You know, every time I see news like this out, I don't understand how we see all this or what the plan is. You disbursed 155 billion naira to who? How will it get to everybody out in Nigeria? Why don't you just tackle the main issue? Why don't you tackle insecurity? Why don't you tackle the main issue? The cost of, you know, the high cost of living. Go to the root of the whole thing and solve it. Disbursing 155 billion naira, how will it get to them? How? What's the plan? What's the idea? Okay, you buy now or buy for a period, and then after that, what happens next? You know, I don't know. Let us be factual about these things. Let's think about these things rationally and act, you know, like people that understand what they need to do. You are disbursing 155 billion naira for what? For foodstuff nationwide. Is it going to get to everybody in Nigeria? Is it going to get to everybody in the country? Are we going to really get it? Then at the end of the day, when the 155 billion naira you exhaust it, what happens next? Why don't we just tackle the main issue? We have insecurity in the north, where we cannot have food coming out from the north. We have so many problems around that's causing really, that's the reason why we have a high cost of living in Nigeria. Let's tackle the basic issues and not saying disbursing 150. It won't go anywhere. I'm sure there are some people out there in different parts of the country that will not get it. They won't even see it because somebody will sit on it and not get it across them. So what's the end? What's the reason why they're doing it?
It's true. I mean, looking at what talking about the high cost of living, then you're talking about 50,000 naira grants to be given to 100,000 families per month. Even now, when you go to the market with 50,000 naira, because the cost of things, you know, they are there, you know, and it's high. So 50,000 naira per family for 3 months. How do that?
How you even select
how do you select the family? Because the selection process is even always a concern for me. You know, it's sometimes like, okay, everything being done for the public sector, for the vulnerable society, but even the rich and the elite are feeling the pinch because it's the same market. So something that maybe they could afford at this amount before, they cannot anymore. And then you talk about, maybe let's talk about the electricity tariff. Even, and those on the band A,
fuel,
line. How do they, you know, deal with things like this?
Let's think about it rationally. Yeah?
So really,
if somebody gives you a family 50,000 naira,
50,000.
What can 50,000 naira do for them?
Talk about some families have 4 children, some 3 children, some 2, some 6. At
Go to the market with 50,000
and the age gap is like 2 years, 1 year, 1 year. You know, so. And, you know, different things. But what you said really makes a lot of sense. That we really need to tackle it. I believe the president is also trying to tackle that. But in the meantime, maybe this is like a palliative to cushion the effect.
At the end of the day, you find out that somebody, somewhere, will sit on these things. And will just see the news out there that the money has been disbursed, but then the people are not even getting it. So you know, we know, all of us know, we are all Nigerians, we know that this will happen. Why don't we just go straight to the point, the main root of the problem, and tackle it at that level? Find out why are we not getting food delivered to the rest of the country, and how do we get this food? How do we ensure food security in the country? That is the basic issue. That's the conversation that we should have. Because even if you give a family 50,000 naira today, I am certain that between today and Monday, they're done.
Done.
Then will you come back and give them 50,000 again on Monday or Tuesday? How long do you want to give them 50,000 naira for?
That's it.
You know, that's the conversation. That is the reason. That's the thing. Let us have conversations like intelligent people.
Yeah, true.
That's all I think.
True. Okay. All right. So while we'll be taking calls pretty soon, let's see some more stories. Now, the 17 governors from the southern part of Nigeria, under the aegis of the Southern Governors Forum, have advocated that each state be allowed to negotiate a new minimum wage they can pay with the labor unions. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of their meeting held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The forum discussed the minimum wage issues demanded by labor and unanimously agreed that the minimum wage should be reflective of the cost of living and ability to pay, and each state be allowed to negotiate their minimum wage, the communique partly read. Now, in the 16-point communique, the forum called for strengthening of fiscal federalism and devolution of powers, and expressed concern over current practices where mineral licenses are issued and explorations undertaken without recourse to state government. The governors maintained that being the economic and industrial region of the country, there was need to address the inadequate power supply in the region, amongst other things. The Southern governors also said they have resolved to aggressively embark on energy transition plan from fossil fuel, that's petrol and diesel, to cleaner energy, and specifically CNG, compressed natural gas, and ultimately EVs, that's electric vehicles, to help reduce the cost of transportation, which would lower the cost of food, goods and services of the citizens and residents. Now, each state is saying that, the Southern Governors Forum is saying that each state should be allowed to negotiate minimum wage. What do you think?
You know, for the first time in a long time, I'm seeing governors, you know, thinking with their heads, like really thinking. Like when you think about the part, before I get to the minimum wage conversation, you know, the alternative means of generating power. You know, I spoke about it here on the morning show where we talked about Abia State and how Governor Oti has thought of ways, you know, to generate power for his state and how they will not rely solely on the power they get from the discos and all. You know, I like that this conversation is out there. We're thinking about electric vehicles, we're thinking of compressed natural gas, you know, all this. These are conversations, these are the reasons why they were elected in the first place. You were elected to think, to look for ways to alleviate, to make things easy for the people in your state. And it might be coming late for me, but I like that they've started a conversation. Yes, it's a conversation they've started. We're talking about it now. We're thinking about it now. And we're thinking of minimum wage and how they should discuss minimum wage. Yes, you know, each state is peculiar. Each state has, you know, the challenges and all. You discuss it at your level and find out how to sort it out. If you cannot, then you take it to the federal level. It makes a whole lot of sense for them to sit down and think. You don't just push everything up. Because one thing I notice Nigerian politicians do is everything just comes up and it says to the federal government, to the federal government. Then at the state level, you see them just sitting down and, you know, watching things happen around them. I like that we're having these governors sit down, they're sitting down and they're thinking of ways to make it easier for the people. That's the reason why they were elected in the first place. That's the reason why they were given the mantle for the job. So, good one. I hope it comes to fruition. I hope it's not just conversation. I hope it's not just stories. I hope it's not just pictures and pointing fingers and just photo ops. I hope this will actually come to pass. You know, let them think about it and start working around it.
Exactly. I think, you know, we've said severally on the show how it's so important for each state to be able to know what works for you. You know, what works for you as a governor, what works in your state, what is obtainable, because you have access to the coffers. So you know, and then you know the strength or capacity of what you can do. And it will really surprise you that some states may even be able to do better than what the federal government will be giving when it comes to minimum wage, you know.
True.
So that way you have a happier society. You have a happier set of people delivering on their work, you know. So those are the things that I think we should also look at.
When it comes to the minimum wage thing, again, in as much as they want to discuss it at the state level, it should be unanimous. Because one thing you will notice is, let's say Lagos pays a minimum wage of 150,000. I'm just saying. And then a state like Kwara State pays a minimum wage of 50,000 naira, you will notice people moving to Lagos State. And the lifestyle is going to be changing.
You just said something lifestyle. That also, you know, that also
so
plays a role. Live in some certain states in Nigeria is more costly than some other states,
but
and
still,
they may know that.
If you want to do it, you have to still balance it out. Put it at the level where it makes a whole lot of sense. If you're going to make it a particular amount, let it be something that you can pass around different states. Not this is there, this is here, because people will migrate. I'm going to migrate.
They'll come for their governor.
They'll come for their governor. So we want them to have a conversation, but please let it be unanimous. Let it be meaningful, and let it be something that will work for your people. You need to think about
the main thing. It's about the people.
Yes, about the people.
Okay, let's take the final story here before we open the phone lines. In education, the Academic Union of Universities, ASU, has once again appealed to the federal government to implement its various agreements, as it does not like going on strike except when pushed to the wall. At separate press conferences, the University of Ilorin and the Kwara State University called for funding of existing universities instead of establishing new ones that cannot be catered for. Since 2019, when both the federal government and members of the Academic Union of Universities entered and signed various agreements on the welfare and the need to improve infrastructures across the universities, several strikes have been embarked upon to force the government to implement it. However, to call the attention of the public and stakeholders to their predicament, the University of Ilorin branch of ASU, while addressing journalists, listed several requests yet to be met. Similarly, the Kwara State University branch appealed to education stakeholders to prevail on the federal government to serve reasons not to ground education system, wondering why new universities are being approved when old ones are being neglected. Now that is a thing of concern.
Yeah, why are we having new universities where we're having more, like you're just opening it? Yes, I understand the need, for more employment, creating more employment for some lecturers and all. Yeah, but why we're not maintaining the ones we have, but maintenance structure-wise and maintenance human resource-wise. So why are we just opening new ones, approving new ones, where the ones that are on ground, are not being maintained? It is a very, very good question, that ASU is asking, and I think it is time for the government in Nigeria to realize that education is like a very, very important. It's a very, very important part of their jobs. They should take it very, very seriously. We've had conversations around this. ASU strike, ASU lecturers talking about their pays and all. These are conversations that should be front burners. Where we have senators gather, we have lawmakers gather, they should have these conversations. We have security, education, health. These are things that are priority. How do you know a country that will go far is how educated their people are? And education, I don't mean just education about going to school or going to the four walls of a university and stuff. I'm talking about education basically all around, both the technical part and everything. We are not prioritizing these things. We are pursuing the things that are not really important to us. Why are we not making these things front burners? There are conversations that should be like the top of the food chain. I don't like the fact that our politicians will come and the next thing we're discussing changing the name of something of the country, national anthem and stuff, where we have burning issues like ASU. Now, the ASU is talking about approving new universities. We have universities springing up from different places in the country. We have every day you hear this one university starting out here, one polytechnic starting out here, and then the older ones that are still here still have the same problem. And when these new ones come up, they will have the same problem that the older ones are facing. So why don't we just tackle the problem?
Sure.
Make it easier. Pay them their money. They've worked for it. Pay them. Do you want them to start a pushback? Do you want to strike again? Do you want your students to go back home? The reason why we keep having this conversation is because the people that will create this change, they don't have their children going to the schools in Nigeria. I've said it so many times, that the reason why our educational sector is the way it is because our politicians do not have their children attending schools in Nigeria. If it was made mandatory that every politician, the moment you assume office, your children must school in Nigeria, we'll have a better education system.
That would be the day. That would be the day. But seriously, you know, the main, you know, we're actually not really advocating that you shouldn't open new universities, but
because
do
it
not neglect
yeah.
the ones that are already existing. They need that attention. They need that care. Now, I want to tell our viewers at this time that the phone lines are open. You can call in and weigh in on any of the stories. This is the Front Burner segment where we get to hear your voice. So we'll be looking at President Tinubu disbursing 155 billion naira to households. That's for foodstuff, and giving grants to some families as well. And they will talk about minimum wage. The Southern Governors Forum saying that they're appealing, or they're advocating that they would love to, you know, each state to have their own minimum wage. Discuss on that. And then we also looked at this story talking about education, where the governors, where some ASU members are saying that you should not neglect the old universities. That was the point of building new ones when the old ones are not being catered for. So those are the stories we are looking at on the Front Burner this morning. We also want to remind you that you can also watch us on any of our social media platforms, LN247, and then you can visit our website, www.ln247.news, to get all the stories that are trending as well. But these are the stories we're looking at this morning on the Front Burner, and the phone lines are open. Yeah, so talking about, you know, education and looking at what is happening with the old universities, you know, there's something about the psychic where either where you work or when you school. And you know, the other time when the ASU went on strike, they said they were actually also doing it for the students. The laboratories were dilapidated, they were not upgraded, they didn't have new stuff, and they were doing part of this for the students. And we saw how long that one dragged, you know.
8 months, they were home for 8
exactly. Months. So even as much as sometimes the lecturers, of course, want a better pay, a better welfare package, but they also are the ones working with these materials and working with these students. And you want to produce a better a crop of students into the society, a crop of, you know, leaders into the society. So really, if these old universities are being neglected, I mean, that should be another thing on the focus. You know, because talking about building new universities, that's another budget entirely.
Entirely.
You know,
and entirely. They will still go through the same things that the old ones.
If you've not taken care of the things in the old ones.
I will say it again. I will say that. I'll say it all the time. I think Nigeria has come to a point where you say, oh, the moment you become a local government chairman or a state governor, it's mandatory that your children attend the school in your state, especially either the state university or the federal university in your state. At what level, secondary school, university, they should attend. It's making mandatory in Nigeria. If that happens, you will notice that the system of education will improve, because they will not want their children to go through strikes. They won't want them to go through laboratories that are dilapidated or buildings that are, you know, they will do everything to ensure that it works out. But as far as these people that are having this conversation, you know, do not have their children in the schools, they won't understand it. It's just like having a local government chairman that doesn't live in local government. You know, how will he understand what's happening in local government? You have a local government chairman of somewhere like, let me say, Agege, in one part of Agege, and he lives on the island. How will you understand what's happening?
We have a call at this time. Emeka from Benin Republic. Good morning, Emeka. Good morning, Emeka.
Yeah, good morning, my sister. I want to open one thing for Nigeria. We are Nigerians outside. If we are listening every morning, listening all this dabat, we see shame. We see shame. Okay, in a context, before a president comes, the president will have plan. You know, this small country we are living, they have plan, long-term plan. What is the long-term plan for a voluntary administration? In this to share money every month, every week, share money. Okay, this money they are sharing, can they write down the names of those people or those states that have already collected the money? Every month. Tackle the problem of Nigeria, insecurity and all this. Find grains, give to farmers, let them plant, open way for them. Insecurity, scatter those Boko Haram or all those things that are worrying people, so that in next year, Nigeria will get enough food to eat. Not, are you going to give them 50,000 to now to 4 years? We have long-term plan before a government succeeds in life. You must have a long-term plan. Okay, in the matters of all these governors, they want to spoil Nigeria. Nigeria is not one. Nigeria is not 36. Nigeria is one. Workers are their effort. Okay, take for instance, I'm from Imo State now. Imo State is paying like 50,000. Abia is paying 200,000. Can that thing work? It cannot work. It cannot work. Let them, if they want to pay 10,000, let the whole state pay the whole 10,000. That will be one Nigeria. But if you think that, okay, if for instance, in Imo State now, they are paying 10,000, they go strike. That is students in here. How can they succeed? Let them plan. I don't know these people whether they have plans. They say they are educated, but this education is education to scatter Nigeria more. Their plan is to scatter Nigeria and do everything. See what is happening in Kenya. If God. But you know, Nigerian people, they know God. Well, we have side, they know say Nigeria is the best country that know God. If not, these things that Africa are supposed to happen double in Nigeria. I don't know the plan of these people. Let them plan well, because all these things, we businessmen, we have long-term plan. You say this year we do this, this year we do this. You invest your money. Let Nigeria invest in agriculture. This not carrying money, so that is not the solution. Thank you, my sister.
Yeah, Mika says the government should invest in agriculture, not sharing money.
Because it's like almost every month there's a money sharing going on.
Yeah, that's what I said. How long do you want to keep sharing 50,000 naira to families? Do you want to start, do you want to be their sugar daddy or, start sharing every month, just come and give 50,000 naira? Will that help? It will not help.
Just like when you say, don't give me fish, teach me how to
fish. Invest in agriculture, make the country, habitable for Nigerians. And they will not need you to send money to them. If we have food coming in to various states the way it should, nobody will want you to send them money. They would get the work and they will get paid and get their food. If you have power coming to them and not at exorbitant rates, they will pay their bills. Yeah. If they have fuel, at the cost that they should get it, they will pay. You don't need to give them money. Already tackle the basic issues at the root. Don't come and start disbursing funds. I don't know. I think that is a very, very, that is...
we'll have another call, Prince. We'll understand.
All right.
Jacob from Abuja. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Jacob.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
yeah, we can hear you, Jacob.
All right. I want to talk about food security.
Okay.
So... Yeah, this issue of money to purchase food stuff. Honestly, in my own opinion, because you see what is happening in the Ministry of Agriculture today, I'm telling you, we farmers are not finding food. Because when I went to agriculture, I applied for some farming input and some of my members. Honestly speaking, you will not get it. If you are not in their caucus, you will not get it. They don't deal with real farmers. They only deal with computer farmers and briquettes farmers. So now, and the government want to purchase food stuff, and it will also affect those that maybe they collect loan from one place in order to make sure they do their farming. At the end of the day, they will have issue at the end of the day. But me, I'm suggesting that government should make fertilizer and other chemical available to farmers instead of going to purchase food stuff. Because the Ministry of Agriculture is not functioning. It's one of the corrupted ministries so far. And as I'm telling you, they are taking CBN and the NFPC thinking that that's where money is in Nigeria. But that Ministry of Agriculture, there's a lot of money there. But they are not working. If you go there, you will not get anything. Do all the process, you will not get anything. And today they are talking about food security. They are talking about Nigeria to budget, they budget 155 billion for food stuff, purchasing. It will also affect those farmers. So why not? They should make, I'm even suggesting they should even scrap Ministry of Agriculture. So that they make it in such a way that farmers can get this thing direct without much stress. But Ministry of Agriculture is not working. It's not working. Food is not working. I'm telling you now. A liter of chemical, how much you put? Initially, we buy 2,000 plus. No, it's 2,000 plus. If you are farming a 1 hectare now, you need at least half of it. Hello, Isa? So, what am I saying? Please, government, Tinubu should, or me, I suggest they should scrap Ministry of Agriculture because it's not making any sense at all in Nigeria. It's not making any sense in Nigeria. Honestly, people are suffering now. Honestly, people are dying of hunger. And government, I say, want to purchase. Even they purchase this money you are seeing, they mention now, nothing, it will not reach anywhere. Few people will sit down and share this money within themselves. So how long will it continue? How long will they continue making money and the money is not reaching farmers? Honestly, if government do not do something this year, the farmers will get things easy. Next year, there will be anomaly and calamity. As I'm telling you. Thank you very much.
Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob.
We do not pray for that. That's why we also pray for the government to, take the right action.
That's why we pray for Nigeria.
Yeah, we pray for Nigeria as well because, I mean, the God factor is here. We will not take that away. But, like one of the suggestions that Jacob also gave was the fact that what is the Ministry of Agriculture doing? This is the time to cash out. This is the time for your department to be well felt. Why? Because you have these farmers. Already there's an issue of insecurity, but there are also some farmers that even have an issue of
they don't have the right materials
to work with, the fertilizer, the seeds and all of that. They don't have all of that to work with. They don't have the conducive environment. They don't have enough when it comes to maybe the tractor. They need a tractor, they need equipment, they need the manpower.
Yes.
They need the manpower. So if we are having that happen, come on. I mean, there are some things that are just basic. The other day I saw the Solid Minerals Department, the Minister of Minerals, talking about the gold bar. Nigeria now will be able to, they were able to present President Tinubu with the first set of gold bars. And I was like, okay, this is nice. And they said something about $5 million thereabouts, and how we'll be able to break into that market and how we'll be able to market on the global scale, which is a good one. Fine, that is working. Okay, we have a call.
All right.
Kristen from Benue State. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, Christian.
Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Christian.
You there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, we can hear you, Chris.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, please, I want to make a contribution regarding this issue of Tinubu, our president, sharing money. I think that.
Oh, Chris said you try and call back. I guess there's a network issue there. But it's what it is. I mean, there are some ministries that shouldn't be silent at this time. There are some ministries that should be probed. Like, what are you doing? What is going on? Because this thing of food, we saw where the Mile 12 chairman said that one of the reasons why tomato and coal are so expensive in the market is because of the insecurity. Because the farmers there are not going to their farms, and those that go to their farms have to pay money to the bandits to farm. And that's why you see these tomatoes. I mean, the other day I was just walking. They don't even care. The malams are selling the tomato. Buy, don't buy. They prefer the tomato to be looking at them. They prefer and now they've made Nigeria very innovative. That's the funny thing about Nigeria. We just sit back,
take it.
Now people are using cucumber to make stew.
Carrots,
people are using carrots. People are using cabbage. These are lovely things that have always been there, and it's good for the body. But I do not want to. I say something. Let it not be that. It's because of situation that people will succumb to do that. Let it be a choice that you want to use cucumber to cook. You want to use cabbage. You want to use carrot. You want to do curry sauce. You want to do all of that. Not because that's amazing.
The thing is that there's this saying that Nigerians will always adapt.
And they know how
I
to
think
make
that is a good thing.
Lemonade from lemons.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a good thing, and somehow it's affected Nigerians. I will say it's affected adversely. Yeah, that is affecting Nigerians adversely is the fact that things are being thrown at you.
Okay, we have a call. Ojo from Bainway.
Ojo from Bainway.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Ojo.
Good morning.
Good morning, we can hear you. Thank you for calling.
I actually want to appreciate those of you in the studio there.
Thank you.
You see, if we want to tell ourselves the truth, let's not be paraphrasing over the issue. We know the problem, the major problem. Like I often used to say, I've spoken on the ground. We are treating the symptom, not the root cause of this problem. Since that fuel subsidy removal, we've not seen any impact of it. No impact has been done. Now they are talking of palliative. The palliative they have shared before, where is it? What is the impact of it? Now it's money that they want to disburse. The money you want, the federal government want to give out now is to create room for other people to reach. And it's not all Nigeria that this we got. So what are we telling ourselves like? The major problem in Nigeria, the life fire of this country, center on this gas, fuel, and kerosene. Now, if you come to Benue State, like I often used to say, a cup of garri is 150. A cup of beans goes for about 350 naira. A tuber of yam is sold at 3,500 naira. For how long will we be continuing with this giving out money? The money does not go to the appropriate people that would even use it. Person that have a family of 12, how could that person be able to cope? You cannot buy any other thing, even garri. That when students come from school, we say, okay, go and take some garri until the main food will be ready. Nobody can afford a cup of garri now. They are talking of giving out money. And there is security everywhere. If there is security, the farmer cannot go to till the land. Everywhere, kidnapping, banditry. And that problem has not been solved. Why would there be food scarcity? Everywhere there's hunger. People are dying. People are crying. And they are talking of money there. For Christ's sake, where would all this money we are gathering take us to? What we are saying is just a temporary place. People are suffering. Listen to the plight of your people. Carry them along. Gathering this money, accumulating this money, or putting wealth all over the world is not the ultimate. God is on throne. No. People are dying for Christ's sake. Let them pray. If they have tested several places and this is not working, all effort has been done. Let the price of this fuel be divided. Every prices of things that are competed in the market, we dropped. We know it. That is the only way out. Look at the situation of the country. On daily basis, things are getting deteriorating on the daily basis. People are crying. For Christ's sake, they should remember God is on throne. We are one Nigeria. And by the special grace of God, Nigeria will remain. If Nigeria is not there, who will be the president? Is it the president of Ghana that you are going to be? Or is it the senator of Ghana you are going to be? If Nigeria is not there. Please, they should consider the poor people, because in any given country, there must be poor people. We are dying and we are crying. We are begging them for using the name of God. Let them consider us. We don't have something, we don't have food to eat now. Insecurity everywhere. I think that's the area they should give priority to. Thank you all, and God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ojo.
Calling from Benue State, which is supposed to be like the food
basket.
And they're talking about yam going
3,500.
Already yam in Lagos is at 4,000 some five, but from the food basket. Yeah, because I mean Benue has been bedeviled by a lot of insecurity challenges. You know, farmers have found it so difficult to go to their farms. I mean, Benue, this is Benue. They have the best yams. They have the best, some say they have the best garri, you know, but I know one thing they have is yams. And if yam is going, the residents cannot even get yam in their own state, where they have the farms that they can, you know, it's really a thing of concern. And that's why we do hope that stakeholders are also listening, because when these suggestions are being brought from other Nigerians, that way you begin to think, okay, what next? What next can we do? What next should we do? Is this working? Because it might be someone's idea to the president that let's just be, this is palliative, but is it working? How effective is it? How sustainable is it? And like I wanted to say earlier, does it get to those in the private sector, the entrepreneurs, the businessmen and women? Don't they feed as well? They do feed. They go to the same market. They have kids, you know. Like, but it's always about, okay, the vulnerable in society, which is good, which is so important. But there are people that are, there's not, I mean, come on, there's not even middle class anymore. You get it. It's either you're very rich or you're very poor. So the thing is, these are the things that when these suggestions come to the fore, it is so important. And look at what Jacob had to say about that particular department, that ministry, what is being done for the farmers. You know,
I was saying something about Nigerians and being adaptable.
Oh,
you know, Nigerians
we do know how to adapt.
Yeah, Nigerians will always adapt. You know, it's both a good thing and a bad thing, because it's a good thing, yes, because
it's a good thing when it comes to your mental space.
Yeah,
so
your mental
don't
space.
Have issues of
but
mental
then,
health like that.
When it comes to some other things, like some things are thrown at you, the fact that they know that Nigerians will find a way means that they won't think of a solution. Because every time, now think about it, tomatoes are really, really expensive out there, pepper, tomatoes, like expensive. You're talking about people learning to use cucumbers to cook stew. Now, that is Nigerians adapting, when normally there should be a question, why do we not have these things out there? Why are these things too expensive? Why can't we find a way to make sure that these things come out? You know, but Nigerians are adapting, using carrots, cabbage, and the rest. And when you do that, it just sends a message to the government that they are good, they are fine, let's continue doing what we're doing, we don't need to change it. You know, so I see that adaptability is both a good and a bad thing. Because right now, nobody is really thinking. Because if you are seriously thinking, you won't say, I want to give money out. Are you giving them money to buy cabbages and carrots again? Or are you supposed to find out why tomatoes are expensive and sort it out?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. That's the basic conversation. Find out why they are impoverished. Find out why they are going through all this and solve it. That is the basic thing to do. Not giving them money. Giving them money is like you're feeding a dog. You're basically giving a dog snack, knowing that the snack will still come, the dog will still come back to eat. Okay,
we have AJK, our regular caller.
Okay, AJK.
Good morning.
Good morning, AJK.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brother.
I'm very excited to talk to you. Good morning.
Economic solution from federal government is laughable. It's laughable so much. A disgrace. A pointer to the fact that there are no government, no sound economic team, no a prepared president, no prepared leader. How can you share money when you are having an economic crisis in your hand? How much are you going to share? What are the parameters that justify that this money are going to get to each household in Nigeria? The ones you have shared, can you release the previous data that, yeah, I can boast of it in the Southeast? These are people that collected this money. This is the address. And the Southwest, these are people that collected the money. This is the address. I just see it as a very big lacuna, a way for the president to reach his supporters ahead of 2027. This is not economic solution. It cannot provide any solution at all. What are the factors that lead to this sudden increment of food price and scarcity? These are where people should be thinking. Government that are serious should be thinking. What should we do in short time and long time to bring food at the cheaper rate on the table of our bread in Nigeria? Not sharing money, procuring food stuff. Where have you had it all over the world? These are solutions to economic crisis. It's a laughable one. Very laughable one. It shows that truly, when the president was campaigning, there was nothing in his campaign agenda. He never told us how he's going to solve any problem, other than he told us boldly that he's going to feed Nigeria with agbado. Unfortunately, the agbado is nowhere to be found. This is it. When you are not prepared for a job, when you are not qualified for a job, you journalists, you are prepared, you read it, you prepared, you vie for it, and you are doing it. So, when you are not prepared for a job, and the job is suddenly given because of seriousness, and you have corrupt tendency to to procure judiciary all over the places. This is the outcome of it. This outcome of it. It's a laughable one. It's a laughable one. When will you continue to share money? Who and who is going to get this money at the end of the whole day? This stuff you're talking about. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of our leaders. We have just elected leaders that we have to monitor them by either responding with a serious protest, telling them that this is not acceptable. You can't do this. The insecurity is ravaging the northern part of Nigeria, which actually we know a large chunk of the food are coming from that area. What is your solution to the insecurity? What are the solutions to the insecurity? Is it by sharing money, by buying food? Have you secured the farmers? When you secure the farmers, you make available tools the farmer needs directly to them. The farmers can go there and they will strive. When there is a lot in the market, it brings about competition of price. For now, there is nothing in the market. A little in the market, the price continues to increase every day. Farmers are being killed every day. And you are talking about sharing money, sharing foodstuff, not learning from your previous mistake that the ones you share did not get to anywhere. You just want to enrich people again. Few people will go and sit down, they return your cost, and they will share the money. They will come out and tell us in the television that every household in Nigeria has gotten foodstuff. Nigeria is moving. Nigerians are happy. Whereas it is not true. I don't believe what the last caller is saying, there is God. I can't pray for Nigeria because Nigeria does not need prayer. Nigeria needs to do good, right thing at the right time. Leaders should do the right thing at the right time. When they do it, then God will come in. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, JK. I know, but first of all, who got you to pray for Nigeria? I will try as much as possible, not to make allegations, about the president or the officials, or, be a little bit, lash out at them like that. We just bring to the fore things that they can do, ways that they can help the nation be better. Because, there's something about the burden of leadership. That is just it. And sometimes you may have a roadmap, you may have a plan, you have your manifesto, you have it written out, you know what you want to do. But when you get there, it's a whole different ball game. I mean, being the president of a nation like Nigeria, where we have a big population like Nigeria, come on, it's a lot. So when you get there, you don't realize, oh, it's a different ball game. Now I know. Now you're the one on the seat. It's just that you have to take all that is coming at you. Everybody, because you're the leader, you're the president. So we must. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we must, have that empathy. Yes, definitely.
Yes, the reason why you have people lash out is how you react to how they feel or what they're going through. You understand? Sometimes empathy is all you need.
I think one of the ways is also trying to, yes, I'll let you land on that. But I think one of the ways is also trying to do what he's doing is, like I said, the president will definitely have different people around him giving him advice on what to do. They have meetings. So if someone or a set of people that are saying, just keep, while you're trying to tackle insecurity, let's just keep, this is the palliative we promised, let's just keep doing this. But like we said, how sustainable is it? How effective is it? Because the things in the market, like AJK said, and which we know are still going up. So that money that could have bought so many things, like maybe some months ago, how many things can you really afford to buy now? So definitely, what Nigerians are now literally saying from these calls we're receiving this morning is that channel all these funds into the agriculture, channel it into helping these farmers, securing them. We'll have a call. Sunday from River State. Good morning, Sunday. Thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sunday.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Hello?
We can hear you, Sunday.
Please help me take Cardoso to reverse our currency to where it was. Benin Republic people are changing our currency and packing our food and materials. Please, we are dying. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Sunday.
Thank you.
Sunday.
Sunday, I don't understand what.
No, I think Sunday is talking about the currency. It's talking about the food. It's calling for River State, but it's saying, there was a time where there were like food was being taken out of the country, to other nations, and Nigerians need food. So I guess that's what he's also referring to. So it's just like, this is all. It's my piece.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, and he drops the mic. This is my piece. Thank you, Sunday, for calling.
You for calling.
But it cuts across. You were talking about empathy.
Yeah, empathy for me is when you are making some of those decisions, you should think about the people, especially the country you are leading. Every time you lead, when you lead a team, let's start from a small scale.
Okay, we have another call from Lagos. Young.
Right.
Young, good
from
morning.
Lagos.
Young.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Young.
Good morning, Young.
Yeah, with you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Hello. Yeah, Young from Lagos, please.
We can hear you.
I want to talk about the. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can.
About the cholera in Lagos State. I thought Lagos State is a mega city now. And they have governors and the president and everything in Lagos State. Any house in Lagos State, they have a borehole. Even some of them have two. That's why cholera is.
Okay, please call back. I was trying to make sense of what you were saying. You were talking about Lagos?
Yeah, I was talking about Lagos. I think he's going to call back.
Yeah, please call back so you can express your thoughts.
Yeah, okay, I was saying empathy. Even if you're working with a small team, as a leader of a small team, sometimes you just think about it and the things you say and your body language really matters a whole lot. How you might not be tackling the problems immediately, but the way you go about it is really important. Don't make it look like, because the reason why Nigerians are talking as the way they are talking is because of the stories that's coming out of the presidency. We hear stories of wanting to change tires with about how many millions, wanting to buy a private jet for this and that, and then you worry. At that point, you listen, you see Nigerians talk about the hunger. But if the conversation coming out from the presidency is about tackling insecurity, facing the basic issues that are actually the basic issues that Nigerians are facing every day, then you would see them react differently. That's why I said empathy. Because sometimes you might be making moves and you don't need to.
Okay, we have a call from Oyo State.
All right, hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Victor.
I'm calling from Uyo. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Uyo. Okay, so
am I live on the studio?
Yes, you are live.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I just want to say that our leaders should be sincere to themselves. To do the necessary thing, the right thing that they're supposed to do. Not that what is not important, what is not necessary, that they do it. For example, when we talk about the national anthem that is not so necessary, not the problem to this country. And that is what our leader expedites to do it. They just do it overnight. Within 24 hours, the national anthem was signed into law and what. But what is happening to our refineries? They don't think of how they can do something to revive all our refineries so that we will have enough work, or so that we will have, it will help us in this country, because everything is being bounced back on the fuel. When the fuel is being subsidized or things is enough, very simple, very easy for us to buy. Even our transport, the transport fare will be very simple, so that the cost of food items will be normal for us. See, my brother, even here in Uyo, before you can buy a cup of rice, I went to a shop, they say 350 per cup. So it is very, very bad. Our leaders should think fast to help us, the masses. It was our vote that we put them there, therefore they should think of us. They should think of us, my brother. So please, they should do the right thing at the right time, not them doing what they should not supposed to do, what will not be a benefit to us. In fact, they thinking of themselves and their family, not us the masses, which is very bad. May God help us in this country, my brother.
Amen.
Not all the masses, which is very bad.
Victor, we can hear the feedback from your TV.
Yeah, you didn't turn down the volume of your TV, so I guess you heard yourself. Thank you so much for calling Victor from Uyo. And yeah, it's the same everywhere. You know, they're just saying that the government should think about the people, the masses, and make life better, because it's like everything is being thrown at them. You know,
everything
all
is being
at
thrown
once.
at them. You know, I was saying this whole thing about empathy, and when you think about it, Nigerians are facing a whole lot. Everything, every day, being thrown at them, and the stories you're hearing from the presidency, not encouraging at all. It's like they're forgetting the basic challenges that Nigerians are facing. You don't hear stories about this tackling insecurity. You don't hear the stories about, oh, the government is disbursing these funds towards the security challenges that Nigerians are facing, or you just hear stories of senators and all traveling, buying private jets, yachts, and all.
One second. Let's take this call. Adeyemi from Lagos. Let's have a few minutes on the front burner. Adeyemi from Lagos.
Adeyemi, good morning, Adeyemi.
Good morning, Adeyemi.
Yeah, good morning, man. Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling. So let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm calling from Lagos, actually.
Okay.
I just want to say something about all this sharing money, everything. What I think our federal government needs to do now is not for this. I mean, it's not by sharing money. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
We can hear you, Adeyemi. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's not all this thing is not by sharing money actually, or sharing food. What I think our federal government needs to do is use the money to create some job for the Nigerians.
Thank you so much. And we're just trying to say that use the money to create jobs. And I think that will be the final call that we'll take on the front burner this morning, because, you know, calls will just keep pouring in. Now, you guys also send us a message, what you think the federal government should do concerning this. You know, many have brought the matter to the fore that they do not need to keep disbursing funds to Nigerians to purchase food, you know, or grants and lives to families. Just make security better, tackle insecurity, tackle the issues, provide equipment for the farmers, provide them land, provide them security so that they can go to their farms to farm. And these are one of the ways that would solve this high cost of food prices, and you know, we have been seeing in the market recent times. All right, that's much we can take on the front burner this morning. Remember, it's a Friday edition, and what happens on the Friday, we take arts, we take entertainment, we take a breather from all of this and bring you something, you know, to inspire you and get you ready for the weekend, you know, as you plan whatever you'll be planning for this beautiful Friday into the weekend. So we'll go on a break. When we return, we'll have some amazing stuff to bring to you on entertainment this morning. Join us again. 5 billion naira fund is currently underway. Okay. Money, money, money.
We've come to an administration that understands the impact and the business of movie making and how much the entertainment industry is bringing into Nigeria. It is not just even about the money, it's the recognition, the publicity that the entertainment industry has been bringing to the country. And this new administration, under the Renewed Hope agenda, they've seen it and they decided to support it. So this 5 billion naira creative fund is a good one. It's a step in the right direction. It will help the creatives of the country.
Yes.
Because we're talking about an industry that is the second largest employer of manpower. We have photographers, we have cinematographers, we have actors, we have producers, directors everywhere around the country. And if the creative fund gets to everybody, it means they'll continue to push out the content that they push out. It will make sense to do that. And I like that it has started. About 1.5 billion naira has been disbursed already. That is according to reports. Yeah. And we hope that next month, the next batch will be disbursed. I would have more producers, get access to this one. I spoke with a producer, some hours ago, and I was the one that brought this information to him. I told him about it. I said, do you know that there's a creative fund that's out there? He said, yes, he heard of the creative fund. Do you know it has been disbursed? He said, no, he's not heard of it. I said, okay, it's been disbursed. Go and find out.
Go and find out.
And then he went back and he saw it. They're like, okay, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to find a way to, register for it. And it's good. It's good. This is a step in the right direction from the Tinubu administration. We appreciate this. This is nice.
So if he registers for the fund, he will get it?
Yeah, he'll get he will have to go under the guilds. These funds will always go under the guilds. That's why they always tell producers, actors to register themselves with the guilds. You do not want to be a lone wolf. You should be part of a guild, either the Actors Guild of Nigeria, the Producers Guild, or the Directors Guild. Be part of the guilds, and somehow when it comes down to those guilds, it'll get to them. So.
Okay.
Which is very good.
That's a good one. I mean, because there was a time we had, when we were looking at the scorecard for the Tinubu administration, we had the national president of the Actors Guild come in, and he said that the issue sometimes is when these funds are disbursed or when the government wants to take up initiative, sometimes the stakeholders are not the ones that are being represented. So it doesn't trickle down to the producers, the right people that would use the funds for the filmmaking, what is expected to do. So if this has a form to be filled, and you just told the creative about it, and he went out and he found that it is true, and all he needed to do was fill the form, then it's good. I think for me, it's the part of the disbursement, which is one of the things we're looking at, when we're looking at the front burner, talking about how are these funds disbursed, who gets the money, because someone can come and say, I'm a filmmaker, and the person may just be a media management company, and you're not really producing a film, you just collect the money and use it to manage your talent.
Yeah, but that's why, I think that's why it's being done down to guilds. Because if you are a filmmaker, you should be registered to the guilds.
To the guild.
If you're an actor, you should be registered to the Actors Guild of Nigeria. You're a producer, you should register under the guilds. And once you're under the guilds, all these things can come down to you. You can't register with the guild, because the guild has to recognize that you're part of them before you apply for all this fund. So, but for the story here is that about 1.5 billion naira has been disbursed already, and there's a creative fund for creatives in the country. So it's really good.
It's good. I like it. I like to hear such news.
Yes.
Okay, now let's move on to the next story here. Ink Blood Productions' latest film, Muri and Co., starring Kunle Remi and directed by Biodun Stephen, has taken the Nigerian box office by storm, grossing over 66 million naira days after its opening weekend. The film, a collaboration with Film One Entertainment, has been hailed for its stellar acting, catchy soundtrack and unique storyline, solidifying its position as a contender for the highest grossing Nollywood film of 2024. Muri and Co. follows the story of a thief named Muri who steals a car and discovers later that a child is in the car. Despite the 10 million naira bounty on his head and also trying to evade the police for kidnapping the child, he and the youngster grew closer. Now, social media has been abuzz with positive reactions from viewers, further cementing the film's success. A box office analyst predicts the film could surpass the 100 million naira mark in the coming days. Was there from that particular film now, Murianko. That light.
When you think about Kuliremi, every time, you know what I like about him is his versatility.
Okay.
Kuliremi can blend into anything you want. He can be anything you want him to be for any movie. When you want the Playboy, he will be there. When you want what's the name in that Anikula, that Baywatch Day?
Saru.
Saru. When you want that, you can get, and when you want this kind of character, you can get Kuliremi. He's really, really versatile, really good at what he does. Yeah. But the story here is that it's making a whole lot of money. It's making a whole lot of money, 66 million naira in its first weekend.
That's a good one. That's a good one, especially for Biodun Stephen, who from time to time we see her doing one or two of these kind of nice movies, amazing casts. She loves this particular cast. That's one I know. Yeah. But that little boy, I mean, I've seen him in another movie, and the guy is so good. He is a stellar performer. The boy, that's the boy in the car there. I mean, it's a movie I'd love to go and watch, if not because of Kuliremi, because of the boy, because that boy is such a good child actor, and he will really go far. I watched the movie that, I mean, his emotions were all over the place, and he depicted the character so well. So seeing him do this, and then you have Bisola, and then you also have that amazing guy, what's his name again? That's another amazing actor too. Yeah,
right, I'm really excited about this one. You know, recently we've had Nollywood movies, you know, break the bank when you talk the box office.
Exactly.
Because this is not something that we're used to. Normally, when you go to the cinemas, you see Hollywood movies trending, and then Nollywood movies, you know, sitting at the bottom of the whole pile, you know, not looking good. But right now, it's not the case anymore. Exactly. We had a 1.4 billion naira movie in 2023-2024. That was Lion, the tribe called Judah. Yes. You know, and right now we're having movies that make so much money. This Murianko, 66 million naira in 3 days. And the predictions are that in the coming days it could hit the 100 million. So that's a good one. I like that the Nigerian movie producers are producing movies that are being appreciated by Nigerians. Yeah. Because there was a time where when you see producers produce movies and Nigerians like, I would like watching a Nigerian movie. Can't watch a Nigerian movie. Right now you have stories, you have good stories, you have good acting, you have good cinematography, everything out there. And as a movie buff, you want to even watch Nigerian movies. I saw myself, you know, watching Nigerian movies. You know, I just sat down and I was like, okay, I was going through Nigerian movies. I was like, I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to watch this one. You must have a bias to Nigerian movies. You should, Prince Umar. Yeah, I do like Nigerian. No, truthfully, there was a period where I did not even like to see it because they were not giving us the stories were not good enough, the picture quality, the acting was whack. But right now, they can compete. They can compete with any movie that Hollywood will produce. So it's really, really good. Especially with Kuliremi. I love Kuliremi. Oh, I love Kuliremi. He's an amazing actor. All right, that's still in Nollywood. Nollywood's indigenous film Lakatabu, produced and written by actor Odunlade Adekola, has surged the top of the weekend box office with a 47 million naira opening in just 3 days. According to data from the Nigerian box office, Lakatabu has achieved the third highest opening of 2024 with over 11,000 cinema admissions. Actress Eniola Jaus Ajakaju, also featuring Adekola, holds the record for the biggest Nollywood opening of 2024, grossing 63.2 million naira in its first 3 days. Okay, now those are just some things there from Lakatabu. I think the Yoruba industry is another place where... yeah, Odunlade Adekoya will always give you 110. Yeah, where we know, where we're seeing, you know, what's happening in the industry. I mean, then there's this bond they share. Have you seen it? They each feature. They always have some particular characters that you see. But I'm getting concerned though a bit about the Yoruba because I'm thinking they're seeming to have the same storyline. It's like you have a man that has powers, both in the spiritual and the physical, like mystic powers. You understand? He's untouchable, and then he's, I don't know if you get me. I don't think I'm wrong. We saw it with Jagu Jagu. We saw it with Kesari. Now we're seeing something with Lakatabu. So I just hope they do not get to stereotype. They're kind of, so it's just like, okay, I'm going to see Latif in it. I'm going to see Femi Adebayo. I'm going to see Odunlade, who's the producer. I'm going to see some certain people. Yeah, there's some new faces. I can see Teddy A there. But then again, the storyline.
I've not watched this. I think it has to do with a woman and children, and this particular character, Dunlade, was like a being, a monster, you know, that they were trying to, I guess, you know, overcome or something. That is the part I'm just like,
you know, I am
don't let it
that
become cliche, you know,
don't
to stereotype.
Change the winning formula. See, I
it's a winning formula.
Don't change the winning formula. See, that is one thing I always tell people.
Okay, you feel that this is what the people like? This is what they want?
If this is what sells, if this is what gives you the money, please don't change the winning formula. They've done it over the years, and they've noticed that Nigerians like watching movies like this. And they will always go to the cinemas to see these movies. And it will make money in the box office. They are doing it. Why? Okay, I saw a movie, a Nigerian movie, where we're trying to do musicals. Okay. A Nigerian movie that they're trying to make a musical. Yeah. And musical is not a Nigerian thing. Why are you making a musical? It is, you're trying to do something strange. Yeah. And the average Nigerian does not understand why something will happen to you and you start singing. Or you are in school and you are singing and you guys are choreographing in a burial or something. You know, these are the kind of movies they can relate with, you know, especially with the kind of characters they have. So, personally, I just believe that this is what works for them and it's been making money for them. They are sticking to the winning formula here.
Okay. Well, let's see how it will go in the box office. Already in an opening weekend, it had 47 million naira. So I guess it's doing well in the box office, and Prince will bring more of that on Moving Pictures, how well these movies are doing in the box office. But the beautiful thing is how they are doing better than even the Hollywood counterparts, you know, or at par. And that is a good one for Nollywood. Now, still in Nollywood, a Nollywood biopic, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, has concluded its 5-week exclusive run in Nigerian cinemas, grossing a total of 156.6 million naira. Now, the film has premiered on streaming platforms and has continued to receive laudable comments and reviews, especially for Kehinde Bankoli's performance as the lead actress. Okay,
I always love biopics.
156.6 from the box office. That's a good one.
You see, man,
that's a good one.
I love biopics, especially Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. I saw the movie. And, you know, when the movie premiered, I talked about how Nigeria needs to do more biopics because we have people that have the stories. We have history. We have a rich history. We have stories that needs to be told, you know. And there are things I learned from seeing this movie that I never knew about Funmilayo Ransome Kuti.
Okay.
Growing up, the only thing we heard about her was she was the first woman to drive a car.
Yeah.
We did not know that she, you know, led women, you know, to, you know, fight against some kind of injustice in our town. But this biopic has opened a different angle to Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. I'm sure some people, some young people that just knew the name, like me, that just knew it about, oh, she's the first woman to drive a car, or she was Fela Anikulapo Kuti's mother. I found different things about, they've learned different things about Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. You know, they've seen different angles to her. So that's why I would always advise, I would say, Nollywood should do more biopics. We have so many people. We have the Queen Amina story, we have Wole Soyinka, we have Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. I'm sure there are so many names. If you go around the country, you have so many names of prominent people that have done so well in this country that we should make movies about. That is why this movie has made so much money. 157 million naira, you know, and it's done with its cinematic run. It's going onto streaming platforms, but still, it is still a top watch. Everybody still want to see Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. This is a movie I want to see like 3 or 4 times because it's a movie that will tell you the story, the history of your people. Some history that have been, you know, there are some stories that have been twisted.
Exactly.
Yeah, twisted to favor some kind of people with different agenda and everything. But then it's time for Nigerian producers to go back and like tell the stories well. Do your research, get the actual stories. I want to see a story about River Niger, the River Niger, and the whole Mungo Park story. Did Mungo Park actually discover River Niger? What really happened? Why were we told that he came into the country and discovered River Niger when we had people in Nigeria already fishing in the River Niger before he even came? You know, so these are things that producers should think about, and that is why I love Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. Wonderful.
It's just amazing to know the kind of revenue in this industry. We always talk about oil, we talk about agriculture, but there's so much in the entertainment industry. I mean, the Nigerian entertainment scene is doing so well when it comes to movies, when it comes to music, Afrobeats, you know. You're seeing the counterparts in the West wanting to collaborate with Nigerians. They get excited when they are following a Nigerian star.
Our sound, our
you know,
culture,
they're talking about when they are following a Nigerian star. You know, they want to buy our artworks, they want to do all of that. So when you see this thing happening in this industry, it's a good one. And I'm happy that, like what we read earlier, that the federal government has seen the opportunity that this poses. And you talk about biopics, you talk about, I don't know if you've done a movie on Nnamdi Azikiwe.
No, I've not
Tafawa Balewa.
Yeah, prominence.
You know, people that have lived in the past and they were legends, they made impact one way or the other. You know, where are these people? Someone needs to tell the story. Someone needs to fund them and tell the stories that this is what makes for a compelling story. And then you, I mean, is it the actors? I mean, this is Kehinde Bankole, an amazing.
She finished it.
That's why she, I mean, she won the best actress.
At some point, her voice was hoarse. You would notice that her voice was, you would listen and you find out her voice was hoarse. She was shouting. She really interpreted her role.
She gave it all.
You know, and I listened to an interview where she said it was a very, very passionate role for her.
Yeah.
Because she likes the story of Funmilayo Ransome Kuti and she wanted to give it everything. She wanted to just embody Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. And I'm sure if you had Funmilayo Ransome Kuti sit down to watch this one, she would say, Bankole really embodied this whole thing.
There were even her children, some of her, you know, some of the Ransome Kuti family featured in this film, and you know they all had a say in the movie. So it's really something really nice to see. So if you haven't watched it, that was what it did in the cinemas. 157 million naira. These things are happening. Trust me, things are happening in the industry.
So if you want to be a producer, it's time to get into the industry.
If you want to act, it is time. It is time. I know what I'm
saying.
Get
into the industry right now and start making mega bucks.
Okay, that's still on the Nigerian box office. The Nigerian box office, now according to Film One Entertainment, the Nigerian box office revenue in sales and movie releases is set to hit 10 billion naira at the ending of 2024. Now, this projection is driven by a strong lineup of new titles from both Hollywood and Nollywood, promising increased content and cinema admissions. Key factors contributing to the 10 billion naira target include new cinema openings, higher ticket prices, foreign investments in local productions, a growing middle class, and an availability of premium formats. Now, the 2024's projected revenue is a 42% increase up from 7.4 billion naira in 2023, with an admission rate of 3 million. Already, Nollywood is set for a profitable year with high-profile releases from Funke Akindele, Toyin Abraham, Odunlade Adekola, and various production studios driving significant interest.
You know, I spoke about the 1 billion naira, 1.4 billion naira, you know, that a tribe called Judah grossed.
Yes.
You know, it just shows you how high this is. This is like the new oil for Nigeria right now. It's like a boom, a major boom. We have so many producers. The queen of the box office, Funke Akindele herself.
She's dropping.
Industry again. It's another avenue that the country can make a whole lot of money from. Just support them. Give them the right tools.
Employment.
Yeah, give them the right tools. Put everything and make it easier for them. If there are ways you can give them funds to help them, you know, you make so much money.
That's what Hollywood, that's why Hollywood, does America have oil? They don't have all that. They have Hollywood.
They have Hollywood.
And they've used it as a big revenue earner. I mean, Hollywood they export Hollywood. They've exported the culture, the movies and all of that. Thank God for Africa waking up and realizing Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, different countries, you know, realizing that they can also have their own industries, their own film industries. And that's why, of course, they've been rising up to the plate. But these guys have known that this is a big thing. It's big.
It is big.
You know, so if the cinemas are saying 10 billion, this is even the cinemas. Let's not even talk about the streamers. Because we're going to be seeing likes of Kemi Adetiba dropping some stuff. Loture also dropped from Muabudu Production. So all these things are dropping even on streamers.
Talking about the streamers and the cinemas. What about YouTube?
That was another market
is
entirely.
like making a whole lot of money.
That was another market entirely right now.
Asaba movies. Like this is a whole lot of money, and not just money, employment. People are getting employed every day. Photographers, videographers, cinematographers, set designers, everybody. Costumers.
I mean, some costume artists because you had to do costume for that era, that time, you know. So these are the things that we should be passionate on. I mean, come on, these things are happening in the industry, and kudos to the Nigerian film industry. What we're seeing happen, growth, and these are producers that are resilient, dedicated, committed to their craft, and seeing to it that we push the right narrative about Nigeria. Now we'll move away from Nigeria. Let's go to Hollywood. Scarlett Johansson says being able to produce the movies she acts in leads to happier sex. Now she stars alongside Channing Tatum in a romantic comedy, Fly Me to the Moon. Fly Me to the Moon has some big star energy, and not just because it revolves around a trip to space. Now Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum lead the story. Their characters working on aspects of NASA's Apollo 11 mission and drawn to each other as they do so. All right, now that is the beautiful Scarlett Johansson there, and I like Channing Tatum. And then that romantic comedy coming up, which is Fly Me to the Moon, which she is, the producer in that one, and she says it makes for a happier set. Why? She's acting in it, she's producing it, so yeah, it works for her.
It works for her. You'll be happy if you're producing and acting, because first you think about the bird box you're going to make.
And then you're seeing everything firsthand.
And you are interpreting the idea in your head, because every producer, before a movie comes out, after you get the script, you have the picture. And when you see a movie that is both produced and acted by the lead actor is the producer of the movie, you see that the interpretation of the script is actually different, because you have the vision, you understand the story, and you want to bring it to fruition. So it's just you carrying this whole vision and saying, okay, this is how I saw it in my head, and this is how it should be. So it's going to be a happier set for her, because she's really interpreting what she saw, what her plan was. She's not having to scream at a lead character and saying, no, 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 do it again, do it 17 times, do it 21 times. She's doing herself, and she is passing the right message that she wants to pass through this one. Fly Me to the Moon. I love Channing Tatum. He's a man that always makes me laugh without even saying anything.
He's
funny
without
saying anything. Just looks at you and he's funny.
Funny. Okay, let's listen to some things Scarlett had to say on that movie.
NASA's not something that you sell with a jingle and a slogan.
When I'm done, those men are going to be bigger than the Beatles. I produced Black Widow before, when we did it before COVID, and that was actually great because I was able to do, see through the creative process on that. And then you realize you're like, oh, I can never not produce something that I'm in, because it's so much more efficient. I think that's why you see so many actors now producing the films that they're in, or producing films for other actors, because it's just so much more efficient. And I think it just keeps like a happier set, really, because you just know sort of what everybody needs to do their job.
Also, the big part of, I think, that for an actor that wants to produce is like you're usually in the development process, and you can really sort of set yourself up to win. You can set the movie up to win, set it up for your strengths and like where you want to see the movie go, and like so you've kind of done a lot of your character work in a way for the movie, because you built yourself into it in a way, instead of getting into it and trying to figure out how you fit.
We need backup of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
Okay, that was Scarlett Johansson, producer and actor for that movie, Fly Me to the Moon, with Channing Tatum. Now, still speaking about Scarlett, and recently Scarlett Johansson also had issue with OpenAI and talking about using her voice, and which she said the voice that they used, the voice assistant, sounded like hers because they had approached her earlier that they wanted to use her voice, and she said no. And then the next thing she hears her voice on ChatGPT, and it sounds almost like her. So of course we've also seen where Hollywood writers and actors have been advocating and saying AI should be banned because in the industry, because it's trying to take the jobs of these writers and who knows, soon maybe even the actors. But let's see what she said. When OpenAI's new voice assistant said it was doing fantastic in a launch demo in May, Scarlett, who was, let's see that story now. Scarlett Johansson was not. The Hollywood star says she was shocked, angered and in disbelief that the updated version of ChatGPT, which can listen to spoken prompts and respond verbally, had a voice eerily similar to hers. And in this interview, she speaks on the dispute. Let's take a listen.
We're still waiting for it, right? So like until this is just maybe sort of highlights like how vulnerable everybody is to it, and like how little protection people do have, if any, of their work and their likeness and all of those things. And so, we continue to,
I find it fascinating. I'm wondering which one's going to be addressed first in a way. I mean, is it going to be like this industry, or like out just in the normal world, people are going to start losing jobs, like not in the movie industry at all. Like
right.
So many people are going to lose their jobs just to an AI that can, do so much. And I just can't believe that's not even a bigger story than it is right now.
Right, Scarlett there speaking, and you heard Tatum, that's Channing Tatum, saying that it's just like people going to lose their jobs because of this AI stuff. And the dispute has been on, and it went to Congress as well. And at Congress they were saying even if you're going to use an actor's voice or any of the sort, you must pay. You must pay. But the question really is, if this really creeps into that industry, like what Channing Tatum said, a time will come they won't even have jobs anymore.
Yeah,
if they can take a voice that sounds similar to someone's voice and say, oh, it's not your voice. But it sounds like my voice, but it's not your voice. It's just similar to yours.
It started off with script writing.
Yeah.
It started with script. That was the reason for, one of the reasons for the strike last year. It started with script writing, and when it started, so many script writers revolted. So many actors, did not comment because they did not think it was going to get to the point where it was going to involve actors. They just took, they were on the fence. While some actors, took to the streets with the strike, talking about it, scriptwriters complained, but actors didn't see it. But right now, it has evolved beyond scriptwriting. Right now, it's going down to voice acting. Yeah. And before you know it, we'd have deepfakes. So it is going that way. If it is not curbed really fast, at some point, we won't even have actors. We won't have Scarlett Johansson in the movie. You just see a character that looks like her, acts like her, speaks like her, and the movie will fly. So it is something that should be curbed. Last week we spoke about a movie that was written totally by AI. Yes, and the London Cinema. And the London Cinema scrapped it. Said it won't show their cinema. That is the first step. These things should be stopped. It should be stopped and stopped really fast. I know it's not happening in Nigeria because Nigerian actors will never accept it. They will destroy. It's not AI. By the time you break the head of the computer, they will destroy it. Okay, well, Hollywood needs to work on it. They need to ensure they stop it. And you see, there's this thing about collaboration and understanding. When a discussion is ongoing, be a part of a discussion. When it started with script writing, actors did they say anything? Now it's coming to them. Now it's coming to them, and everybody is it's crying. It's coming home to them. Everybody is complaining. Because when it was the writers, TV movie, the down tools, TV shows were stopped. The actors were just looking. Only a few actors spoke up. Now they were coming to take your voice, and now we want to even take you. Your face now. Okay. Anyway, this is in Congress in Hollywood, and they are fighting it. And Scarlett Johansson is one of the actors at the forefront of seeing to it that this does not happen. Well, that's much you can take on the entertainment segment this morning. Thank you for staying there with us. Top of the hour, news now. Join us again.
Ellen 24/7 is first of all a news station.
We'll continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
in the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
Nigeria is set to take its place.
The unions of aviation workers are out here protesting.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust.
Ellen 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
Ellen 24/7 lights up your day with unbeatable shows that guarantees absolute access to stories that revolves around politics, entertainment, and sports. Breaking news, plus detailed reports and analysis. At Ellen 24/7, where the story goes, we go.
Stay up to date with Ellen 24/7. Ellen 24/7. With news, politics, business, sports, and more on Ellen 24/7. Where the story goes, we go.
Well, thanks for joining us again. It's time for news now. The Senate has extended the life cycle of the 2023 supplementary budget from June 30 to December 31, 2024. The Red Chamber on Thursday gave an expeditious passage to a bill seeking the extension in less than 20 minutes. In December 2023, both chambers of the National Assembly extended the implementation period for the capital component of the budget from December 31, 2023 to March 31, 2024, along with the 2.17 trillion naira 2023 supplementary budget passed in November 2023. However, in March, following requests made by President Bola Tinubu, both the Senate and the House of Representatives extended the implementation period for the budgetary appropriations from March 31 to 2024 to June 30, 2024. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Governors Forum has assured Nigerians and organized labor that better minimum wage will result from ongoing negotiations. The governors had previously rejected the federal government's proposal of 62,000 naira, stating that some states would need to borrow money to pay salaries. The governors held an emergency meeting after the Federal Executive Council postponed the minimum wage discussion on Tuesday to allow President Bola Tinubu to conduct broader consultations. According to a communique released after an emergency meeting that extended into the early hours of Thursday, the forum discussed the new national minimum wage and agreed to continue engaging with key stakeholders to reach a mutually acceptable solution. The federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities held a meeting to avert an industrial action by the union. The ASU president, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, told journalists that the meeting was necessary as the present administration has spent 1 year in office without addressing issues affecting the universities. The union had threatened to embark on strike over various issues. However, speaking after the meeting, Oshodeke said the negotiation process had begun and hoped the minister would follow up on what had been agreed on. Oshodeke explained that both parties were asked to set up committees to look into the 10 demands as to listed in the letter it wrote to the federal government. He added that they would meet the government in 2 weeks for the review. Our Senate says no anticipated blackmail can stop it from approving the purchase of the presidential plane if the need arises. The Senate also clarified that there was no request for approval of the purchase of presidential jets before it. This was made known at the plenary on Thursday by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, when he clarified social media news and comments on the purchase of the plane. He said, and I quote, "We care about the president and we care about the Nigerian people. We will approve things that will benefit the Nigerian people." End quote. Before Akpabio's comment, the Senate leader had earlier raised the issues that some elements in the future parliament were clashes with police settlement was ransacked by protesters opposed to the legislation. Initially, peaceful demonstrations were sparked last week by the 2024 finance bill and took Bush's administration by surprise as rallies gathered momentum across the country. The Gen Z-led protest spiraled into violence on Tuesday when police fired live bullets at the crowd outside Parliament, leaving the complex ransacked and partly ablaze. Meanwhile, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres spokesman Stephen Dujarric called on Wednesday for clear accountability after protesters' deaths. Zimbabwe is being sanctioned by U.S. investigators for sharing information about a third investigation with Bolt of blood that left a gaping hole in a Boeing 737 MAX 9. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, said Thursday that Boeing blatantly violated the agency's investigative regulations as well as its agreement by providing non-public investigative information to the media and speculated about possible causes of the January 5 door blowout on a Boeing passenger jet in Portland, Oregon. During the incident, a pilot that blocked the space and an extra emergency door blew off and Alaska Airlines MAX 9 pilots were able to land safely. There were no injuries. The NTSB said that during a media briefing on Tuesday, a Boeing executive provided non-public investigative information to journalists about the Alaska Airlines incident that the agency had not verified authorized for release. The agency said Boeing portrayed the investigation as a search to find individuals responsible for the door of work, but the NTSB said it focused on the probable cause of the accident, not placing blame on any individual or assessing liability. Well, that's the news now at this time. For more stories and updates, log on our website www.ln247.news. You can also follow us on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, as well as Kickchat on LN247 News, and watch us on our Lagos and British channels as well. The morning show continues in a bit. We have some more things to bring away. Stay with us.
Stay today with LN 24/7. Politics, business, sports, and more on LN 24/7, where the story goes. We go.
LN 24/7, first of all, a news station.
We'll continue with updates from the just concluded government meeting.
Will be able to conduct elections.
Europe, America, and Asia. Give news as it breaks. Perspective you can trust. LN 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
What makes the public system what it is today? What are the important issues? Power. On LN 24/7.
Don't miss Politics Now on LN 24/7.
Honey is a thick liquid that honeybees make from plants' nectar. Honey, being a natural and nutritional product, is used for diverse purposes. Starting from its traditional use, it stands as an alternative treatment for clinical conditions ranging from wound healing to cancer treatment, throat infections, constipation, just to mention few. Honey's modern use ranges from treating diabetes mellitus, respiratory, gastrointestinal, and a whole lot more. Honey is essentially a pure sweetener with no fat and contains some amount of protein and fiber. It is rich in various nutrients and antioxidants and has antibacterial properties which play a role in diabetes management. Nutritionally, raw honey contains small amounts of a wide variety of vitamins, minerals, proteins, and disease-fighting antioxidants that make it more healthy than granulated sugar. Compared with sugar, honey is sweeter, higher in calories, and higher in carbs and total sugars. Although honey is a natural product, it is still considered as added sugar when it is included in packaged foods, just like table sugar. However, there are a few important differences in its carbohydrate content and how it affects blood glucose levels compared to table sugar. When comparing honey to sugar, honey has a lower glycemic index than table sugar. That's because of the balance of carbohydrates in honey. Fructose has a lower glycemic index than glucose or sucrose, and honey has a higher percentage of fructose. This means that it does not only raise blood glucose levels as fast as table sugar, which is mostly sucrose. Here are most unique health benefits of honey consumption. Home remedy for cough. Honey is known to be one of the best home remedies for dry cough as well as wet cough. Research also shown that drinking a tablespoon of honey can reduce irritation in the throat. Honey is the preferred natural remedy for cough, especially for kids, as it helps to relieve nocturnal cough, allowing proper sleep. For kids over 1 year of age, honey can act as a natural safe cough suppressant. However, never give honey to children over 1 year of age due to the risk of botulism. Best for blood sugar level regulation than sugar. Honey offers some more benefits than regular sugar, although honey raises your blood sugar level just like other types of sugar. The antioxidants help protect against metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. Researchers have found that honey may increase adiponectin levels, a hormone that reduces inflammation and improves blood sugar regulation. Daily honey intake may improve fasting blood sugar levels in people with type 2 diabetes. While honey may be slightly better than refined sugar, for people with diabetes, people should consume it in moderation. It promotes burn and wound healing. Honey can be part of an effective treatment plan for burns, wounds, and many other skin conditions. It is effective for diabetes-related foot ulcers. Researchers theorize that honey's healing powers come from its antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects. Strengthens immune system. Honey has countless medicinal properties that naturally help in curing a sore throat. Its antioxidants and bacteria-fighting agents also help fight infections that are caused by viruses, bacteria, and fungi. According to doctors and scientists, buckwheat honey has the highest number of antioxidants and when consumed daily can be beneficial for boosting immunity in the long run. And this is why honey is known to be one of the best immunity-boosting foods. It is always advisable to consume honey every morning before breakfast or before a workout section to get an extra kick of energy for the whole day. Honey and diabetes. There is a strong evidence which indicates the beneficial effect of honey in the treatment of diabetes mellitus. These results point out the therapeutic prospects of using honey or other potent antioxidants as an adjunct to standard antidiabetic drugs in the control of diabetes mellitus. Memory boosts. It is very important to consume foods that can maintain mental health. Honey, the timeless sweetener, has numerous health benefits, one of which includes boosting memory and concentration. Honey not only increases brain power and memory, but also improves health. Consumption of prevents metabolic stress and helps calm and soothe the brain, which helps in augmenting memory in the long run. The natural antioxidants and therapeutic properties in honey help in boosting the brain's cholinergic system and circulation and resident cells that causes memory loss. Acts as a natural sleeping aid. Drinking beverage made of warm milk and honey just before going to bed is a natural sleeping aid. This beverage is fairly easy to make. All you need to do is add a teaspoon of honey into a glass of warm milk, or add 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey to a cup of chamomile tea and sip to induce sleep. Helps with gum diseases. Honey's antibacterial and infection healing properties help in treating and healing wounds. Teeth and gum diseases like gingivitis, bleeding, and plaque can be treated to a great extent with the regular use of honey. Honey is known to release antiseptic hydrogen peroxide, which acts as an antimicrobial agent that prevents the growth of bacteria. Experts advise the use of raw honey mixed with water to be used as a mouthwash. Also, rubbing honey directly on affected gums gives instant relief from pain, inflammation, and other diseases. Natural energy drink. Honey is an excellent source of natural energy that has the natural unprocessed sugar present in it, which gets to the bloodstream directly, and this in turn can give a quick boost of energy. This quick boost works great for workouts, especially in longer endurance exercises. So, why go for sugar with less nutritional benefits when there is a better alternative for long-lasting health benefits? Honey is an excellent sugar substitute and tastes wonderful, but it's important to remember that it contains relatively high levels of calories. Honey should only be used in moderation.
Ellen 24/7 is first of all a news station.
Well, we'll continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
In the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
Nigeria is set to take its place.
The unions of aviation workers are out here protesting.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust.
Ellen 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
Ellen 24/7 lights up your day with unbeatable shows that guarantees absolute access to stories that revolves around politics, entertainment, and sports. Breaking news, plus detailed reports and analysis. At Ellen 24/7, where the story goes, we go.
What makes the political system what it is today? What are the recurring issues? Order. The tussle for power.
An extremely problematic area.
The tension. The instability of the system. Join Ellen 24/7 as we take you inside the local and international political arena in the world of politics.
Apologize for saying that I'm corrupt. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
Watch politics now on Ellen 24/7.
Don't miss Politics Now on Ellen 24/7.
You're still watching This Morning on Ellen 24/7, and it's time for Developing Stories, where we discuss, of course, matters that are constantly happening or that are developing in Nigeria and beyond. Joining me today is Prince Will Mark.
Every time. Joining you every time is Prince Will.
Well, on Fridays, not every time.
But developing stories.
It's always great to have you.
Every day, something is always developing.
Yes.
One story or the other. You know, but I'm back. It's good to be back here.
It's good to be back. It's good to have you. So let's get on with it. Now, the executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, has ordered the arrest of 2 commission officers allegedly involved in the assault of a female staff member at the regional hotel in Ojo, Lagos. The order was given after a video of EFCC officials dressed in plain clothes were seen circulating online. In the video, the officials are seen entering a hotel room forcefully. The video also shows an unidentified woman believed to be an employee of the hotel. Actually, it was the hotel manager attempting to open the door from inside when the men barged in. On gaining entrance into the room, one of the officers is seen slapping the woman before ordering her out of the room. This incident was recorded on closed-circuit television, CCTV. The EFCC boss said detailed investigations of the operation would be carried out at the hotel and assured that appropriate disciplinary measures would be taken against any of the officers found to be culpable in his statement. An EFCC spokesperson said the incident occurred during an early morning sting operation. Now, he mentioned that the operation resulted in the arrest of several suspects who are currently being profiled. Prince Will,
you know, the good thing about this whole story is that there was a video.
Thankfully, in the room.
Because
Very unusual.
If there was no CCTV on, I'm sure that no matter what the girl says, Nobody will do anything about it. This is inhumane. This is wrong on every side. You have no right whatsoever to assault that young lady until you confirm that something is wrong. And even if when you confirm, charge her, do whatever it is, you have no right whatsoever to assault her, no matter who you are. You know, it is really, really wrong. And this is something that we've always complained about. So many young people, you know, complain about these things every day. Yeah. But nobody does anything, and nobody has proof. But right now, that is the proof. Think about it. If they are wearing the EFCC jacket, do you think the EFCC will acknowledge that?
Look at it. One is actually wearing an EFCC.
You know, this is wrong.
Some people would have said it's armed robbers.
Yes, armed robbers. They will just say anything they want. But right now, there's proof. That's very, 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 very wrong on every side. Very wrong on every side. And I'm sure Nigerians are following to see what the EFCC boss will do about this one. It's not about just saying
call for the arrested,
or they'll be arrested. What is going to happen to them? Because if I was a family member of the young lady, I would sue. Because it shouldn't be. So you barged into the room and you started hitting her.
It's a problem. Let's put up the phone lines and hear what Nigerians have to say about this. Speaking of assaulting a lady, it's very wrong to assault a person like that. Actually, that was the manager of the hotel. So it's not just...
Barged into her room?
Barged into a room. And I'm also concerned about the properties. First of all...
You broke the door.
You broke the door. And this is the same thing that we keep seeing on videos circulating on social media, how these people forcefully enter into apartments, enter into rooms, enter into hostels. After profiling the people in that particular room, whether or not they have evidences, but is that how to conduct arrest?
You break doors, you do things, then when you find out that those people are not guilty, you just walk away.
You just walk away. And who pays
for the damage?
For the damage of those properties?
You know, that's the thing. You are the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. You should do your jobs differently. You have no right whatsoever to barge into it at night. You can...
And also, the amazing thing, 4 a.m. actually, these operations are always carried out at night, where maybe when they feel that the suspects are going to be around, resting. So,
but she's manager of the hotel.
Manager of the hotel, and you enter into the place and assaulted her, slapped her. You know, thankfully, I'm just saying, we cannot see this on camera. You can see this on camera because most of the time, I think there was an operation that happened a few weeks ago. The EFCC came out to deny that their operatives were assaulting people. In fact, there was a video posted online where one of the operatives was seen holding what they call it, seen using that to hit people and order people around. And I'm wondering, why do that?
One thing I've realized in Nigeria is how the value attached to our citizens in the country. There are some countries that you have no right whatsoever to handle a citizen of a country. But in Nigeria, it seems like everything goes.
You get away with everything.
Yeah, you just do whatever you want. The moment you're wearing a uniform, no matter what the uniform is, be it EFCC, police, or whatever, you just feel it's your right to just randomly assault people. That just comes down to the value attached to human lives in the country.
No premium.
Yeah, no premium. You have a citizen that pays you. This citizen pay you because when they pay their tax, you're being paid with taxpayers' money. Inasmuch...
Let's take a call from Aino from Lagos. Aino from Ogun State, rather. Aino, welcome.
Hello, Aino.
Aino, please turn down the volume of your TV set. We can hear you and you can hear us as well.
About this development we are just talking about now. I had an experience about this year. I and my son was inside our room, just sleeping. Can you imagine? They just burst him inside the room. Thank God I was with my son that day. And he just came back from his work. The work gear and everything was on top of the chair there. So when they burst him, they was like, this is him, this is him, this is him. I just jumped up from the bed and he was sitting down there. He jumped up. He said, what happened? We don't really know that something is even happening outside the street there. So I was like, what is happening? What is happening? What happened? The man said, this is him. This is him. Oh, yeah, catch him. They grabbed my son just like that and holding him. The boy, what did I do? What did I do? And I went there. I said, what happened? There's another boy sleeping there. They say, he's pretending. He's pretending. They drag him, hold him from where the boy is sleeping. He said, he just ran inside the room. Now, I said, who ran inside the room? My son was just coming and he's sitting down relaxing. He said, hey, they started scattering everywhere. This is the bag. This is the bag. So my son had to go near the bag and stood there. I said, oh, yeah, stand there so that they will not just put something inside the bag. They scattered the work gel and everything and they didn't see anything. He now said, I said, what happened? What is really happening? Why will you just bag in? And I was just tying a wrapper. Assuming I was naked, that's the way they would just bust in inside the room. I said, well, he said he would slap me. I said, for what? Why will you slap me? What did I do? My son was like, why will you slap my mom? He said, I will slap you, I will do this. The other one just opened our curtain, opened the door. There like that. They were looking. So the other one last time now said, no, they didn't know anything, we should go. I said, but what really happened? I want to know. What happened? Why did you just bust in inside our room? This is the way they've been doing to every other people. Innocent people up and down. If I'm not there, then they will start beating or they will beat me. Please, if you people can find something to do, this harassment is getting too much. There are so many criminals out there they were supposed to go after, but they will come into your room and embarrass you. And people were gathered outside there looking as if, what happened? What happened? This is unfair to us. It's injustice. Please, we are begging. Just talk to them. If I am not there that day, my son will not agree. And they were holding on.
Thank you very much, Aino.
Please,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aino.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling, Aino. You know, Prince Will, the difference between one country and the other, or one clime and the other, is the strength of the institutions that are set up to maintain law and order.
Yeah.
So when you have the EFCC behaving in such manner, going around, you know, without even announcing the reason for arrest. First of all, you say you want to arrest people. You're not announcing, you're badging in, you're destroying properties, and you go ahead and do whatever you feel like without considering how those properties would be replaced. It tells so much about the society, about, you know, and this brings to mind, I remember the time these SARS operatives were acting in this same manner. That is what sprung up the End SARS protest, because young people were saying that they're tired of being handled this way. And the same way it is, these complaints are flying about now about the EFCC. If your job is an economic and financial crimes institution or commission, you should perform that way. Why go around destroying properties and arresting people, assaulting people?
We have so many, the thing is, value. I've said it so many times. At the end of the day, it's down to value. How do you value your citizens? At the end of the day, how do you see them? Do you see them as human beings that deserve to be respected? Do you understand that they pay your bills? Do you understand that you are there to serve them? That is the thing, value. Tell me, will these EFCC officers barge into a politician's home and assault him?
We've seen the accusation on Yaya Bello, and now they want to...
They will just go in and say, and talk to the man normally and say, good morning, sir, we're from the Economic Financial Crimes Commission, we're here to invite you to our office. That is what you hear. And the politician might tell them, go, I'll come to your office, or he will tell them, go, I will follow you.
That is after they have, sent invitations.
But for young people in the country, they just barge in, assault them. Something needs to be done. You know, they need to understand that they are there to serve Nigerians. You are not there, you know, to assault them. You know, yes, some might be criminals. You might be there to tackle criminals and crime and whatever, but then you are there to serve. You are in there in the capacity of public service. Yes, public service. You do not assault them until you're proven guilty. You go into somebody's house, you're walking in, you're barging in, and the next thing you're slapping her, you're hitting her. There was no conversation whatsoever. You didn't ask her any question. You just broke into the room and you started hitting her. It is very, very wrong on all sides. And I want to follow it. I want to ensure, I want to see what the boss of the EFCC plans to do about it.
It's not just
about
to call
saying,
for the arrest.
we're calling for the arrest. After the arrest, what's the next thing that would happen?
Anyways, let's move on to the next story. Now, in our next development, in an investigation and data gathered from GovSpend, a portal documenting presidential villa expenditures, revealed that the State House made payments for an unspecified quantity of bulletproof tires and Westlake tires during the week marking President Bola Tinubu's first year in office. The documents showed that on May 21st, 2024, payments of 200,583,390 naira and 38,070,000 naira and another 6,960 naira were made for these items, talking about the bulletproof tires. The documents revealed that two separate payments were made for the purchase and supply of tires. Now, no specified quantity was disclosed for the bulletproof vehicles tires and another 5 armored bulletproof tires to Obi Wealth Enterprises Nigeria Limited for the sums of 200,583,000 and of course another 38 million. Now, here is where it gets interesting. The publication reported that a quick search on the Corporate Affairs Commission website revealed that the company where this purchase was made through is inactive. Omi and Faye Investments Limited, which on the other hand is active on the CAC portal, handled the other part of the supply of an unspecified number of Westlake tires for 6 million naira. Payments for the tires were made barely 24 hours after the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Atiku Bagudu, apologized to Nigerians over the nationwide hardship. So in one breath, the government is saying, oh, we apologize that you're hungry. Oh, we apologize that you're going through all of this. But you need to tighten your belt. You need to go through these with smiles in your faces. In fact, the president, during the Democracy Day speech, says he knows that the policies that he's enacting are stringent, it hurts in Nigerians. But you just need to maintain calm and go through it. But here is the country we're living in.
Earlier today, I was talking with Coco and I told Coco that the problem with this administration is not that they are not thinking of ways to make things better. It's the empathy. How do you spend 244 million naira on bulletproof tires? And we have Nigerians out there crying, clamoring for different things.
These are tires. We're not even talking about how much you spend for the cars.
I am worried. I am worried. I am worried about the young people out there that are seeing all this happen and what happens to the future of the country. Because as a leader, you forget your main job. I was having a chat with you some days back, and I remember we talked about African leaders and what they understand leadership to be. Many of them are being elected into office, and then they forget that their jobs, their primary assignment, is to their people. To your people, the people that actually elected you into those offices. Not anything else. You should understand that they are your key focus. But then you spend 244 million on bulletproof tires.
In one day.
In one day.
For just one movement.
And then this is like a day after, or a day after you told Nigerians to sit tight, hold on, we're trying to make things better for you. But then you're protecting yourself with 244 million naira tires.
Who intends to shoot those cars that these tires would be? I'm just saying, if the tires were bought, because the company that
they're supposed to, that they bought the tire from.
The transaction was made through. Inactive. Not active. So would the government actually be conducting business with a company that is not legal or that is not active? But
let's have Nigerians calling and tell us what they think about it.
I am thinking a lot of things. Who is attacking? Are we at war?
I don't understand.
Are we at war in Nigeria that you are putting up bulletproof tires?
It's wrong.
Because if you say it's one car, maybe the president's car, maybe 3 cars, maybe the one in front and the one behind, bulletproof tires.
But there was no quantity supplied. No quantity,
no number
just
specified.
A particular amount sent out for tires, bulletproof tires. That was what it was. Not saying it was 1 tire, 2 tires, 4 tires, just tires.
Is there
accountability and empathy and transparency?
Empathy, you just mentioned empathy. It's good.
Do they really understand what the
Nigerians are going through?
Yes, that's the big
Do they understand the hunger on the streets? People do not have homes. They do not have places to lay their head. They do not have what to eat. In fact, if you go around the streets, people will be begging you money. Let's take this call from Joseph from Abuja.
The money which you have been using to waste like my school now. Like my school now. For us to enter our school again, they don't want to drive again. They said that we should pay 2,000 naira. We should pay 2,000 naira before we enter the school. And that kind of thing makes sense. It's the government school. What the FG doing here? Later, any small thing, you say they are going on strike. School will not continue. Now we are soon about to write exam. We are writing exam next week. And other students are outside there trying to enter the school, forcing themselves. The school are inside here, eating our money. We are paying 6,900 for school fees. Is that how government is supposed to be paying school fees? Is making bulletproof tires. Why are we even paying that kind of amount of money to make bulletproof tires? Thank you.
Paying money to a certain school.
Exactly. And government, we're having government officials talking about bulletproof tires for 244 billion naira. Okay.
Speaking of education, the student loan bill that was supposed to be passed, another delay, so you have increase of school fees in schools. Student loan was supposed to be rolled help them, pay for these fees and all of that. Of course, they're going to pay after their school when they don't even have jobs yet. But student loan was supposed to kickstart, and yet there's one postponement to the other. We were talking about the state's universities couldn't provide data of the schools and all of that, as if when they were going into the school, taking their aptitude test and all of that to get into the school, they did not have data. The things we talk about in this country, these are the same issues that is creating turmoil in Kenya, causing protests here and there, because the young people are saying enough is enough. You can't keep engaging in corrupt practices. You can't keep spending taxpayers' money anyhow you feel like, and just expect us to smile at it. It is the same thing. And is that what we are calling for in Nigeria? Because people will get angry.
We hope it doesn't happen in Nigeria, because this is not what we want. We just want leaders that... see, the thing is, have a kind leader. At the end of the day, basically, that's what it is. Have somebody that will sit back and say, okay, this plan I'm making, what to do? How does it reflect on my people? How will it affect my people? The moment you start thinking about it as a leader, thinking that way as a leader, you make the right decisions. You don't think about yourself entirely. Now we had Joseph Collins from Abuja talking about school and how they need to pay 2,900 naira to get into school.
And they have exams to say.
And they have exams. They have to pay the money to get into school. And then we have leaders that are not thinking about things like this. Instead, you're concentrating on buying tires or paying for tires. Tires that we do not see.
After they spent billions of naira funding cars, vehicles for those in the National Assembly when Nigerians are...
That's why I would skip hitting on this. Empathy. Empathy is a main thing. Are you empathizing with Nigerians? Do you really understand what Nigerians are going through? Some don't eat, some don't have homes to sleep, some don't even understand. Somebody called in today. God will help Nigeria at the end.
Well, God will help Nigeria, but Nigerians sometimes, Nigeria should help themselves. At some point, you know, people definitely, when you talk about empathy, it hits me because if you don't have an empathetic leader, there would be a response from the people.
True.
They'll say, okay, there's no empathy, no problem, we'll act any way we feel like, because nobody actually cares. Nobody cares. The followers actually follow the footsteps, are supposed to follow the footsteps of the leader. Is that the kind of...
Today we had a story about the federal government planning to disburse 155 billion
for palliative.
To cushion the effect. And then I was having a conversation with Coco and I said, are we planning to just give money to people to eat? Why don't we just tackle the main reason for this food insecurity? Why don't we just go straight to the point and say, okay, this is the problem, this is the reason, the main reason why we don't have food, and tackle it, solve the problem, instead of giving people 50,000 naira. What will 50,000 naira do for an average family?
Dig the tree out from the roots, you are cutting the stem.
You're cutting the stem.
That's how far we can come on developing stories today. It's, of course, should I say it's been an interesting discussion.
Yeah.
It was a very sad one with all the stories lined up. But of course, we'll keep talking about this, especially on this morning show on LN 24/7. It's been an amazing time with you, Prince.
It's been an amazing time with you, too, man.
Thank you very much for joining us all through this morning show. Until we come your way again next time, it's bye for now.
Bye for now.